Hello everyone, this is John Bolt. Come to talk to you today about the Benjamin Franklin Bridge. It was originally called the Delaware River Bridge. In January 6th of 1922, they changed the name to the Ben Franklin Bridge. Construction began on the structure in January 6th of 1922. It officially opened July 1st, 1926. It is a suspension bridge. It connects the Philadelphia, PA with the Camden, New Jersey. The bridge spans 747,456 feet across the Delaware River, spanning a total of 8,300 feet from end to end. Some sites claim that it's 9,620 feet. I did not find an exact number on that. The structure was built with 61,700 tons of steel. With all the bells and whistles, it weighs in at approximately 763,491 tons. The bridge was also used stone. They dug down into the bedrock to make sure that it was seated properly into the the foundation was in the rocks. The designers, there was two designers and one engineer. Paul Philip Crete and Leon Missioff were the design team for the building. And there was a gentleman by the name of Ralph Monginski, who was a civil engineer. The bridge, the price tag was originally estimated to cost around $29 million to build, and it actually cost $37.1 million to build the entire structure. The bridge has several iconic images or pieces of structure: the two towers that hold the cables up in the air, and the two stone buildings at either end. We'll now take a look at those buildings. The stone buildings at each end were designed to handle the foot traffic for people using the trolley lines. The bridge is anchored by two large solid concrete structures. The Philadelphia anchor is 80 feet tall, and the New Jersey side anchor is 110 feet tall. Both are solid-footed in the bedrock of the river. Both sides are also covered in granite blocks so that the concrete is never seen by the tide below. The cables on the bridge are part of the wire suspensions, supported by two anchor points and two cable towers. The cable towers are 350 feet of steel designed to stand freely on their own. They sit atop a concrete footer, one each on either side of the river, that is anchored into the bedrock, extending out of the water 30 feet. The main cable is constructed of 18,666 single strands of cable, forming one large cable 30 inches in diameter. The 3,400-ton cables crosses the bridge in a looping fashion, making them 3,550 feet long. The bridge originally had 6 lanes of traffic. There is now 7 lanes of traffic, with one lane that moves left and right depending on the time of day. It will slide to the left to allow 4 lanes to go one way, and then it switches back to allow 4 lanes to come back the other way. There's also 2 railways on the bridge, and there's 2 footpaths. Roughly 44 million people cross the bridge annually. According to the graph, 68% of the traffic is private cars, trucks, and vans. 7% are buses, and 24% are by the railroad system. And on their site it spoke about rules. You can take your bicycles on the path. You can just walk across the path. It's closed on windy days. Apparently if you ride your bike you have to stop at the one end because there's stairs that you have to navigate across. The bridge in 2008 was said to be appraisal functionally obsolete, meaning that the type of bridge being built nowadays is completely different. They would not use this type of bridge whatsoever if they were going to build a new one. It also means that it's not necessarily desired. Other than for historical reasons, people like the looks of the newer bridges. And it's also not easy to update or maintain. The sufficiency rating was 36.8 out of 100. The quality for the Federal Replacement Fund for bridges, it has to be under 50. So the bridge basically needs to be replaced. The rating is surprising considering that the historical preservation done on it is said to be the best in the country. Under the Philadelphia side of the bridge, near the lightning bolt statue, is an abandoned and never used trolley station. Apparently there's a very large cavern down there, and that the bridge was meant to be a hub for the entire city. That was supposed to be, transit, rail, the whole shebang, everything. The bridge has been seen in many different movies. It's often seen in Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It was once the longest bridge in the world for a whole 3 years before the Ambassador Bridge took the title in 1929. It's still in the top 100 longest bridges in the world. I believe it was 53. The original plans were pushed 14 feet to one side to save the old St. George Church. The lights that you see in the end slide were added for the bicentennial. They're computerized, and they can be made to do all kinds of different things. Interesting fact, in the 1800s there was a mile-long island in this area that was removed for the ferry services that this bridge actually put out of business. The ferry services were how you got across the river if you were in a car, and the need for the bridge was made because so many people needed to cross the river, and there just wasn't any way to get across except for the ferries. So, sometimes it would take you a very, very long time to get into the ferry and then go across the river. I did find a beautiful YouTube video if anybody's interested in seeing it. Just look up the Ben Franklin Bridge portfolio. This was made by Michael Penn. Another interesting fact was when the bridge originally opened, President Calvin Coolidge on July 5th, 1926 was there. One of the first people to actually cross the bridge was a construction worker. That's not really unsurprising. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and like to read your comments.